Giddey and Dyche has done a remarkable job at Burnley. It's a crying shame. Glenn Hoddle was the last English boss in charge at Stamford Bridge, and he left 22 years ago. The figures are even starker at two other giant clubs, Arsenal and Manchester United, both of whom last employed an English manager as long ago as 1986. Yes, in their cases, the amazing long-term reigns of Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson skew the statistics, but would either club consider choosing an English boss if they made a change this summer? We all know the answer to that. This is not only a crying shame, it's a scandal of our national game that simply would not be tolerated or contemplated in other big football nations. In Germany and Spain and Italy there is too much pride and honor for it to happen. They respect their own football in a way, which here in England, sadly, we no longer do. Sean Dyche has performed incredible work at Burnley in the past few years. 2 promotions to the Premier League, and now, competing in the top half of the table, represent a minor miracle of achievement. He is clearly a brilliant manager, and at 46 Dyche is the perfect age to take his hunger, energy, style and strength to an elite job. Giddey Antonio Conte is expected to leave Chelsea and other countries. The best teams would be falling over themselves to lure him here. Well, nothing. Everton preferred to hire an old English fireman in Sam Allardyce earlier this season when they sacked their manager, and all speculation is that they will go foreign again this summer after kicking out Big Sam. Supporters of Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United, conditioned by so many years of clubs ignoring English managers, would either be outright hostile or deeply skeptical if Dyche were to be appointed. So, all 3 are linked instead with Max Allegri, who has been in charge for several years at Juventus, winning a clutch of consecutive Italian league titles and guiding your side to a couple of Champions League finals. Allegri, smart, personable, stylish, is clearly brilliant at his job, too. And he is playing the classic modern game now, gently making it public that he has learned the English language and would like his next job to be in the Premier League where salaries and transfer budgets are astronomical. The Italian is an experienced option, a safer option, the easy option. If his appointment doesn't work, at least nobody will think it was a bad idea. How craven English football has become, and how hopeless the panorama looks for the smart young managers of England. Over in Germany there will be a new manager at Bayern Munich this summer. After trying Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti, they are insistent the new coach will be homegrown this time. The swift success of Julian Nagelsmann at Hoffenheim, a club as small as Burnley, means he is a strong candidate at the age of 30. Scorn and skepticism about this are conspicuously absent. Here, well, Dyche and the only other young English top-flight manager Eddie Howe, are sure to be shunned. The glass ceiling is rock solid. For them it is a catch-22 situation, one that shames our football. Dyche cannot prove he would be outstanding at a major club because nobody will give him the opportunity. The only reason they will not give him that is because he has never managed a major club. There are some who would blame this state of affairs on Scotsman David Moyes for his failure at Manchester United. But the barely acknowledged truth here is that Moyes was not backed properly in the transfer market and was given too little time to succeed, axed after less than a full season in which he nevertheless reached the Champions League quarter-finals, losing a close contest against Bayern Munich. You might just as well say that the failure of World Cup winner Luis Felipe Scolari when appointed by Chelsea means they should never try the Galactico manager route again. Nobody says that. Nobody thinks that. They just move on to the next managerial big name, who may or may not prove a success, but who is perceived as arriving without risk. If you look with a clear eye, Dyche has so much to commend him. His work at Burnley is phenomenal and sustained. He improves individual players so that several have now been called up by England national team. His team style has evolved with success. Their passing football can be a pleasure to watch, though they are unafraid to be pragmatic. Burnley began this season as relegation favourites. On opening day they triumphed 3-2 away to reigning champions Chelsea, and have since had draws against all the other top 6 sides, mostly in away matches. Dyche knows the Premier League inside out. He has proved himself in tactical battles against all the superstar managers. He has strength of purpose and fierce self-belief. Just before Christmas, when his Burnley team rose to 4th place on the table, he said he was the proudest man in Proudsville, and why not? The belief here is that Sean Dyche would make a big club of England very proud, if only he was given the chance. Giddy England legend Ray Wilkins sadly passed away this week. Tributes have flowed freely and fondly after the death of former England captain Ray Wilkins last week. He was a gentleman of sport, admired and cherished wherever he played, from Chelsea to Manchester United, to AC Milan. There was a marvelous photo that accompanied many of the eulogies, of Wilkins in full flow in a Serie A match in Italy, with superstar Diego Maradona trailing in his wake. Yes, he could run, as well as pass the ball so wisely. Perhaps the most fitting words came from 1980s England colleague Terry Butcher, when he said, "Most of all, Ray wanted football to be played the right way." The relentless hype of modern football was in full swing after Cristiano Ronaldo's fine overhead kick goal for Real Madrid against Juventus in the Champions League the other night. Some even claimed it was the greatest goal ever scored. Yes, it was a spectacular strike from Ronaldo, but isn't that just nonsense? There have been many superb goals finished in the fashion, but I have always thought the best ones are created by brilliant team play. Number 1, for me remains Brazil's final goal in the 1970 World Cup final, scored by Carlos Alberto, to finish football of blazing genius.